All right, everyone. Welcome to the monthly workshop offered by the Office of Work Life and Benefits. Every month, we offer a work life related workshop for our UK employees. And this month workshop, we're going to be talking about building your own self-compassion meditation. And we have one of our health coaches, Jackie Carroll, here with us today to walk you guys through this wonderful opportunity. I'm so glad that you chose to take this time to spend it with us today. Thank you, Jackie, for being with us.
Thank you all. I'm glad everybody made it here safe because of the weather last night. And you've got an A plus already for showing up today because the whole practice of self-compassion is showing up for yourself. And by being here, you've done that. Um, so in our session today, I am going to talk a little bit about what self-compassion is. Then I'm going to take you through a practice, and the practice is going to sort of Um, it's going to be a meditation, but it's also going to be a very reflective time for you to truly kind of see where your heart space is as it relates to self-compassion for yourself. And then at the end, we'll talk a little bit about what are we going to do with this knowledge that we have and this, we all want to take really good care of ourselves. We all want to do all these things. And so oftentimes it's so overwhelming. So I'm hoping that this practice and this session is going to allow you to feel empowered and to know that this is an ongoing practice. I'm not perfect at it. You're not perfect at it. And so here we are doing this all together. Uh, so on my picture here, I just thought it was beautiful and it reminded me of spring right now. And we're really going to focus on this dear friend, what do you need? Okay. Um, if you don't remember anything of this whole session, what I hope you remember is in your moments of struggle, you pause and say, dear friend, what do you need? And the dear friend is you. So I'm sure you've heard or read or seen what self-compassion is, like the definition. And the definition from Kristen Neff is treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and care you would for a dear friend, especially in times of suffering and perceived failure. And I'm going to be really honest. In the last 6 months, I have had to use these practices because of a loss of a relationship. And I'm saying that because oftentimes it seems as though, well, all of us in, health coaching and all of these areas that we're in, we're experts. And we are experts in some way, but we're still human. So I'm so grateful to be here because I'm really sharing from my heart what I've actually been doing to get through these last 6 months. And I know that there's going to be seasons that come up in your life. Maybe you're in it now, or you're about to be, or you were, that you're really going to need these practices. And when you learn them, you can spread the word, spread the wealth to all your friends and family too. So, self-compassion, I think, oftentimes is looked at as a weakness sometimes. Like people think, well, that's just self-pity. But actually, it isn't. It is a way for us to build ourselves from the inside out. It is a way for our minds to really have this steady ability to have resilience for whatever shows up in our life. You know, you've been in a difficult time in life. And honestly, the easiest thing and the most obvious thing is just to fall to pieces, right? I mean, me too. But then when we pause for a second, we think, wait a minute, what do I really need? And that's the practice of self-compassion. And oftentimes in this practice, we will say, well, I'm such a failure. Like self-compassion just isn't I'm not even good enough for self-compassion. Um, or we'll say, I keep doing the same mistake all over again. And so for sure, I really just need more than self-compassion. We have all these negative antics that we tell ourselves. And I just want to make the statement now that no matter what you've done, no matter how many times you've done it, no matter what kind of suffering you've been, self-compassion practice is helpful, is uplifting, and it is supportive. So just remember that. Also, this practice affects our brain. I mean, you can go and Google all the physiological benefits and research behind self-compassion. It is a real thing. And there's some super experts, Kristen Neff and Chris Germer. They are probably who I would recommend checking out right now or after our session, because they are the experts in self-compassion in the field right now. So if you want to break down how self-compassion arrives, okay, self-compassion arrives when we experience a moment of suffering. And raise your hand if you've experienced a moment of suffering. Welcome to being human, right? Then, in that moment of suffering, thank you all. I'm not alone. I'll raise my hand. In that moment of suffering, instead of beating ourselves up, instead of thinking of all the ways that we've done everything wrong and we've failed, we offer ourselves kindness. And this is where it gets difficult. I understand. Because we have not been taught from the beginning of time these practices. I mean, I know I just learned about it in the last 15 years. And so it is going to be a new way of thinking and a new way of being for most of you. Then so now we've realized we've suffered, we've offered ourselves kindness, and now we're going to acknowledge we're not alone, right? We just saw everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people raising their hands that yes, you've went through suffering, you've been through suffering. So now we're going to take a really slow practice in building self-compassion within ourselves in all of these areas. So what I want you to do is get as comfortable as you can. I understand if you're in an office where you might be surrounded by people, but you have a headset on. You could, this is going to be recorded, so you can go back and maybe do it again later if you can't get fully into it today. This practice is hopefully going to resonate with you and start to bring up this desire, this rich, full desire to really support yourself. So with yourself being comfortable, closing your eyes and just settling into your breath. I know it may be difficult to completely relaxed just being in your work setting, but whatever you're doing is absolutely perfect, okay? Just be here breathing and letting your breath cultivate this sense of nurturing and support for yourself. If where you are, you can't close your eyes, just could you let your eyes softly just gaze down? Take another deep breath in, like you're filling your lungs fully. We can hold a gallon of air in our lungs. Hold it for a moment and gently exhale through your mouth. An audible exhale, my favorite, like to release any tension. And then settle to your most comfortable breath rhythm. As you breathe, bring your awareness to what you're feeling right now. Being honest with how you're feeling. It could be stress, it could be sadness, it could be gratitude, joy, frustration, extreme fatigue because the storms kept us up. Whatever you're feeling, let it be. You could even say to yourself, dear friend, I see you're feeling exhausted this morning. Or dear friend, I see you're frustrated. And then say to yourself, I acknowledge what I'm feeling in this moment. I acknowledge what I'm feeling in this moment, and it's okay to feel what I feel. And it's okay to feel what I feel. Take a nice deep breath in, and now just bring to your mind the truth that you're human. And being human means we are going to experience challenges and difficulties. It's part of being human, and we're not alone in our struggles. So we could say to ourselves, dear friend, it's okay to have moments of difficulty. Being human means I have ups and downs, and it's part of my journey. Now bring to your mind a moment of kindness for a dear friend who you know right now is going through something difficult. How would you comfort them? What words of encouragement or compassion would you offer them? What tone would you be offering this encouragement in? What body language? What feelings of acceptance and belonging would you offer them? Even picturing yourself with this warmth and understanding towards them in that difficult situation. Maybe you're giving them a hug, or you're holding their hand, or you're putting their hand on their shoulder. Um, just imagine how you take such great care of your friends and your family. And in that same voice, say this to you. Dear friend, it's okay to have moments of difficulty. Being human means I deserve care and understanding in this moment. I am worthy of compassion just like everyone else. So let's practice treating yourself like a dear friend. Place your hand on your heart or give yourself a gentle hug. I understand if you're in your office, you may not be able to do this. Just imagine you're offering yourself this sense of warmth and comfort, just as you would a dear friend. Feel the warmth of your touch and know that you're offering yourself the same nurturing care you would someone that you love deeply. And then say to yourself, dear friend, I treat myself with the same kindness and love I show you. Dear friend, I show you the same kindness and love I show you. As you feel your next breath, and on the exhale, you're going to release any judgment about this practice, about this moment, and release any thoughts of self-criticism of yourself. Knowing that it's okay to not have everything figured out, and it's okay not to be perfect, and you don't have to earn love and compassion. I'm going to say that again. You don't have to earn love and compassion. So let's say to ourselves, dear friend, I'm not my mistakes. I am deserving of love and kindness simply because I am who I am. Stay with that. I am deserving of love and kindness simply because I am who I am. And now allow yourself to embrace acceptance of who you are right now, exactly as you are right now. You don't need to change anything or fix yourself in this moment. I'm going to say that again. You don't need to change anything or fix yourself in this moment. Just let that resonate. You are enough in this moment. You are enough in this moment. And then saying to yourself, dear friend, I accept myself as I am. With all my strengths and vulnerabilities, I am enough. Now just sit. Sit quietly, breathing in compassion, breathing out tension or self-doubt, and let the words you've spoken over yourself resonate. Let the words nurture your heart and mind. Allow yourself to feel the love and kindness you've offered and know that it is yours to return whenever you need it. There is this endless flow of love and compassion within you. And we know it exists because you have it for all your friends and all your family. So we know you have it for yourself. Let that sink in. Take a few breaths just appreciating that truth. And bring to mind this this sense of receiving. Self-compassion is a way for us to receive the kindness and acceptance and comfort that we need in difficult times. And giving yourself this care and knowing that you're worthy of the love and tenderness that you give so freely. And then in closing, if you want to place your hands back on your heart or any sort of soothing gesture that feels very supportive to you, offer a moment of gratitude for yourself, for this practice, for appreciating all that you've done, your willingness to treat yourself with kindness and care. And then our last affirmation to ourselves is, dear friend, I am grateful for this moment of self-compassion. I'm grateful for the love I offer myself in this moment. I'm grateful for the love I offer myself in this moment. And then maybe you're going through a difficult period in your life right now. And could you bring up what that might be and say to yourself, I'm grateful for the love I can offer myself in this moment. Take about another 3 or 4 breaths, sealing in this intention of this practice, of this moment. And when you're ready, keeping your gaze down, gently let your eyes blink open and just pause. Just maybe kind of like you're daydreaming for a second, just taking an inventory of how your body feels, where your mind and thoughts are, even what your mood is in this moment. And then when you just being gentle and kind, taking your time when you're ready, just blink a few more times to look back into the space. So before we talk about our strategy for building our self-compassion practice, first I want to hear from you. How how did that experience feel? You can come off mute or you can send it in the chat. Okay, so I love that you gave the feedback on how it felt. But now I want to know. Oh, Brandy also said it felt good to say those things to myself because it's much easier for me to say that to my friends and to other people. Yes, Brandy, this is why we're doing this practice because it is. You are so true. You're so right. It happens for all of us. Um, so yeah, between your comment and Danielle, we're going to talk about that. What do you feel like is your own resistance or your own barrier to having this kind of a practice for yourself? Like what are the reasons why you feel like, no, this isn't for me, it's too hard. What's happening? Like what are you saying to yourself? What are you believing about this? Oh yeah. So yes, the every single thing that all of you said is 100% true, valid, and we all suffer from it. So, so this is how we build it into our lifestyle. Um, this meditation will be recorded so you can go back to it. But not all of us, and most of us don't have 20 minutes to sit in a meditation after every hard thing that happens in our life. So what we need to do is we need to figure out where are we going to put these self-compassion practices into our everyday living and being. So every moment that you feel like you're exhausted, you feel completely dysregulated, you feel a very strong charge around something, you feel like a failure. All of these, when any of these things come to you, if you could just take a pause, put your hands on your heart and say, dear friend, what do you need? And I know that sounds so cheesy. Somebody even said it feels, yeah, Danielle, it feels kind of silly. And it actually does. But you know what? When I used to work on campus all the time, I literally walked around campus with my hands on my heart, being like, Jackie, it's okay you felt this way. It's okay that you responded in this way. You needed blah, blah, blah. And so do you, all of you. So if you can figure out a way to pause when you know you need support. And we have so many resources for support. We have me as a health coach, we have therapists, we have friends, we have family, we have, we could go get a massage. We have so many resources to support us. But you know what? We have like this overflow within ourselves if we could just tap into it. Because oftentimes our friends don't have time. They're already working on everything they're dealing with. Oftentimes, we don't have the time or resources to go and do and get it from something else. And instead, we just offer it to ourselves. And it does feel kind of uncomfortable at first because you're just not used to it. But my invitation to all of you would be give it just one try because in the research, it talks about how just feeling that sense of care for ourselves completely changes the way our brain responds to a difficult time. And it's almost exactly what would happen if some friend of yours came over and gave you a hug. That's the same response. So when you think about your everyday practice, it's every conversation that gives you a charge. It's every difficult time in your life. It's um, when you know you're getting that negative self-talk and it just literally won't stop. This is when you put your hands on your heart and you say, "Dear friend," or I always just call myself, I just put my hands on the heart and say, "Jackie, what do you really need right now?" And I wait for that inner voice of love to truly show up. And maybe all it is I just need to go, if you're on campus, I just need to go take a walk, or I just need to go sit in a chair and let the sun shine on my face. Maybe it's you go and have lunch with somebody. Maybe it's that you just sit and you remind yourself of your own goodness. You could listen to this meditation. There are no wrong ways to building this practice. The most important is just to start. So I would love to hear, out of everything that we've talked about and people have made comments on, is there one way or one thing that kind of resonated with you that you could actually start as a practice and build on it? Um, is it just noticing and pausing the dear friend, what do you need? Maybe you have your own mantra, maybe you have your own skill that you've been using. Let us know what that is. And just also there's the online I mean there's the apps, like all the apps right now for meditation, like Calm, Headspace, Insight Timer, any of the spiritual apps. And Brandy's saying, yes, we get Headspace as UK employees. And if you can find that, you can find it on our website and you can sign up for that. But even if, and one, I think it was someone who said it's really difficult to try on my own. If you could find a recording that you just keep recording and listening to, you might find yourself doing it automatically after that. It's like now that you've heard it so many times, because it's easy for us to go into the negative self-talk, right? Because the chatter's always there and we've heard it so long, and that's the first thing we go to. But when you start to hear this loving, supportive, kind communication towards yourself, then it starts to become more natural. And that's my wish for all of you, even in the most difficult times, that you would tap into the amazing, encouraging, supporting, loving words that you offer to others, to yourself. Brandy gave the link right here to Headspace. Thank you, Brandy. um, and and someone also mentioned about putting a affirmation on a post-it note, putting it on their desk or their computer or bathroom mirror. Um, Learning this technique, I mean, I guess for me, I've been doing it for so many years, but I'm trying to think back of when I first learned it too, and it was like, what? This is kind of weird and crazy, but now I love it. And that's what I'm wishing for all of you. And who cares what people think and who cares what others are doing? Do what works for you because the world needs you to be at your best. And we're only at our best when we feel supported and safe. Does anybody else want to share anything or have any other thoughts? Or I love it that everybody's marking hearts and light bulb moments and and thumbs up on the chat. It's wonderful. Makes me feel really connected to all of you. I hope you all feel connected too. Any other questions or anything that anybody wants to offer here? Julie, can you offer this type of course more often? Well, actually, Julie, Amy and I offer a 4-week mindful self-compassion class, and we did it in the fall, so we will do it again, maybe in the fall again. But yes, we we will, we do. Also, Eric, who is a mental health therapist, he just offered radical self-acceptance, and that is an amazing class too. Cindy said, I think sometimes we need to reevaluate our expectations in order to make space for self-love and self-compassion. Wow. Okay. I mean, how many of you have heard these comments and you're like, I need to copy and paste that from my post-it? Because I know I have. And one thing I really love about these kind of classes is that although we are at work, um, it is true that at work, we are still a human. We are still vulnerable. We're still um, human. We're still feeling. We're still all the things. We can't turn that off when we're at work. So I love that we're able to just tap into it. Okay, Jason said, is Eric's class completed already? I think that this week, wait, today is Thursday. I believe it might be today is the last day because I was in the last session. Um, but maybe after this, Jason, we can confirm with you. If anybody, I mean, oh, good. You're welcome. Any other questions or anything else that anybody wants to make a comment? So just to reiterate, how we're going to build our self-compassion practice is we're going to start wherever we can. We're going to start by one kind gesture. We're going to start by a pause saying, Dear friend, what do you need? We're going to start by just breathing. We're going to start by noticing our negative self-talk. We're going to start by noticing how well we care and love for others. And then, what do I need to care for myself? And listening to podcasts, listening to meditations. Yeah. So how does that feel as a way to start a self-compassion practice? How does that feel to you? You can write it in the chat or unmute. Does it feel doable? Does it feel like I'm not there yet? It's okay.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much.